All right, so the first day was just pronunciation. So if you missed that, a lot of people have it kind of, but it may take some practice. Remember, we have our principles right here. So just to review, usually when we start a class, in the last session, we always did a quiz in the beginning. We're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try something different this time because I want you guys to really interact. We've been missing that for the last few sessions, and I really want to see, how much different it will be if we actually interacted. Again, for the new people, a lot of times people are shy. They don't want to speak. So when we get into breakout groups, it's like one person talking to themselves. So hopefully it's not like that. You guys seem really into it last time. So hopefully we can keep that spirit going with this, in this session. So last class was just pronunciation. So just to review from that, what you see is what you get. There's no, if you see a long word, just pronounce every single thing. Okay, don't forget anything. It's not like the English language where you have silent letters and all of that. Sound out every letter like you see right here. Sound everything out, and then you'll get it. And you may have to say it over and over a few times, and then it'll become second nature like anything else, like riding a bike or swimming, or we're learning a language, so it just takes practice. Another part of let me see, the sorry again, it's hard for me to multitask. I'm letting people in. The taofis, remember the taofis are these little symbols right here. They break up the vowels, or abruptly start a vowel, or or separates two vowels. So we have the taofis. We got to make sure that we pronounce those. Those are just like letters in the Samoan language. And the fa'amamafa. The fa'amamafa. Mamafa means heavy, right? Fa'a, if you put that before any verb, it makes the verb. It makes the verb do something. So we're saying make heavy. And don't worry about it. We have a whole lesson on this. Make heavy. So that's the definition of a fa'amamafa. It makes heavy the vowel. We're making the vowel heavy, or we're stressing it. So instead of we're saying or we say eh. Instead of o, we say o. Okay. There's no consecutive consonants. I don't even know if I spell consonants right, but there's no ph, like and there's no st. If you see something like that, it's not a Samoan word. Okay. There's no silent letters. Again, we're pronouncing everything out in Samoan. Okay. So and then words with letters that are not part of the Samoan alphabet. I added this because someone was asking about it. If you see like a H or an R, those are, more than likely it's not a word of Samoan origin. Okay, I think the Tongan language has H's in it. R's in Samoan is usually pronounced like L. Like I said, like my mom's name is Maria, but Samoan say Malia. H's are gonna be, these are not words of Samoan origin, but we still pronounce it out. Okay. And just to fly through our review, a, e, o, u, a, e, o, u. That's our Samoan vowels. And remember, in the last class, if you missed the last class, the recording is up and on pacificapages.net. And if you have trouble getting there, I can, we can talk about that. But a, e, o, u, we were combining vowels in our last class, so that if sometimes you'll see like 4 or 5 vowels strung together, you just have to pronounce them all out. That's that's just how it goes. And then the consonants: pa, nga, la, mo, nu, pisa, ti, vi, he, ke, ro, or ti, vi, he, ka, ro. Just depends. Some people teach ka, some people teach ke. To me, it doesn't even make a difference. Some people, sometimes want to make a real big fuss about. The main thing is if you got the k, because we're talking about the consonants. So ke, ka, whatever. And then we talked about yes, again, we're just reviewing from last class. I'm kind of flying through it, and the recording is up on the last one. up on pacificapages.net. Okay. So T's can be pronounced as K's. Okay. So ta'avale, like a car. Ta'avale, tama, like a boy. Um, tama, like a father. Tino, like the body. Okay, those can all be pronounced like with a T, or we can say ka'avale, car. What else did I say? Kingo, like body. Kama, boy. Kama, father. Okay, those are, you can pronounce T words like a K, but as like someone pointed out, K words cannot be pronounced like a T. So what was our example? It was Kelismasi. Kelismasi, Christmas. Christmas is not Telisi Telisimasi. So you can't pronounce a K word like a T, all right? Or Keriso. I'm sorry. So Keriso, how would we say that the wrong way? Teliso. Say Teliso. That's not you can't, K words are not going to be said like a T. Okay. So T's can be T or K, but K is all, if it's a K word, then it's just a K word. Okay. So that kind of takes knowing the culture a little bit, knowing what words are, what words are this or that. But uh and the other point someone brought out was like me, when I grew up, T, when you spoke the T style, that was like at church or you spoke to an elder, people would speak in the T. But then if you spoke in the K style, that's more like, that was more informal. But that's not necessarily the case around the world. We have, different, we have different dialects in the diaspora, as someone said in the last class. And that's a great point, because just like any other language, people speak differently, different places. Where I grew up, T was formal, K was informal. That's not the rule around the world. Okay. And there's people from all around the world in here. So I don't want to put out a rule that's not, you know, that's not a rule where you're at. So, um, oops, sorry about that. Okay, and then N or G. So N's can be pronounced like nofo. It can be pronounced like mafanafana, right? Or it can be pronounced like ngofo. People do this all the time. Ngofo. Or they'll say mafangfanga. Okay, but the G words, if it's a G word, like nganganga, okay, like mato nganganga, like our language. So the word for language is nganganga. I never heard anybody say nanan. And I don't mean to laugh at that, but no, it is funny. Sorry. Nanana. I don't think that's a word. So G words are not going to be pronounced the other. It doesn't go the other way around. Same with the K. It's not the other way around. So nofo can be nofo or ngofo. Mafanafana can be mafanafana or mafangafanga. But a G word like nganganga is not going to be nananga. You know what I'm saying? G's are not going to be in. All right. So that's just something to keep in mind. And then, of course, if you see the glottal stop or the taofi, make sure you pronounce those out. It's just like a letter. And like ma'a, all right, it's gonna abruptly start or separate two vowels. It doesn't have to be two of the same vowels. They could be and anytime you see this right here, it's gonna abruptly start or stop the vowel. Okay. And then we already talked about the Fatma Mafa. It stresses or makes heavy a vowel. So instead of Samoa, yeah, you from Samoa? No, from Samoa. Some people do stuff like that. So that it just stresses out the vowel. So that's the Fatma Mafa. All right. So now, and then we did our week. We're still doing our review. So our week one of activity, it was one person. So one person said "Talafalava," hello, telling your group hello. So we got in our breakout groups and we said "Talafalava," hello, and then you said "Oh, olo ingo o Williamu, oailo suaf." That's one way to say it. And then, or you could also say "oailo ingo." So This is, I mean, it's still respectful, but this is more the common way to say it. Some people you're never gonna say ingoa to, like, high chief or somebody like that. You will, say suafa. But we'll get into this later on, like which ones, these what time do you say suafa or ingoa? But for now, as long as you know the common ones, is that's great. So, and that's all the activity was. Today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna expound on it a little bit, and that might be the next slide. So let me just go ahead. Okay, yeah. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get back into our groups. I want everybody to kind of get used to, and being in the groups and not a lot of people, they're like, okay, I'm not coming back anymore. This is not it. Just in case you didn't hear this the first time, everyone in here is like a more so beginner or like intermediate. Some people speak very fluent. They're just here to try to learn how to teach their kids, or how to interact with their spouse. But nobody is feel poco. Like nobody's like they know too much, or um and if they are, please let me know, because that's we don't want to shame anybody, because that's why a lot of people don't want to speak someone to their family or whoever, because they got jokes. So we're not doing that in here. So but in here we're going to expound on last week. So tangata ekasi, first person, the person number one, person number two. So we're going to say person number one says talofa. Person number two in the group says talofalava. And then oamaoi, oamaoi. This should have the fatmamafa over it. I should have put that on there. So how are you? So hello, hello, hello to you too, or hello indeed. And then oamaoi, like how are you? And manuia fafitai, ayaoi. Okay, good. I'm good, thank you. And and you, and how are you? So I'm doing something different this time. Uh, Before we would learn every single word um, before we even got to all of this stuff right here. Now we're just gonna throw the phrases out, and then we'll get around to it. To learning each word later on. But right now, these are just kind of phrases that you probably heard already. So we're just gonna throw them out there, and then we'll learn things as we go along. But for now, like I said, we're just gonna just throw it out there. So hello, talofa, talofalava, oamaoi, how are you? Manuia fafitai, good, thanks. And then ayaoi, and good, and you? Manuia fo'i fafitai, good also, thank you. And then the person number two, oailo suafa, what's your name? Or if you want to say that way, or you could say oailo ingoa, what's your name? And then um olo ingoa o. So this part we did last time, remember? Did we do? Yeah, olo ingoa o, my name is, and then you say your name, olo ingoa o Viliamu. This part we didn't do. Oa'u o, and then you say your name. So if you're person number two, this is what this is. I am, and then just put your name right there. So walu, like I'm gonna go, like about to go. Choi Felawai. Until we meet again. Tofa soy fua, goodbye, see ya. Ya fa, tofa. Of course, this conversation could go 100 different ways. We're just kind of keeping it basic right here. Just want to get you guys to interact. So I'll read it through real fast one more time. Talofa, talofa, talofalava, oamaoi, manuia fafitai, ayaoi, manuia fo'i fafitai, oailo suafa, or ingo, whichever one, olo ingo o Viliamu. And then the second person, oa'u semisi, so walu, so felawai, tofa so fua, ya fa, or tofa fa. All right. So what I'll do is we'll break out into groups, and again, just it'll be like groups of four, and just one person go, and we'll do this for about 8 minutes, and then after that we'll just come back together And are we gonna review? Yeah, we'll review for a second and then we'll get on to our subject phrases. Okay. So I'm gonna do the breakout group. I see people leaving already. That's okay. That's okay. We're still gonna do it. All right. 4 people per group. And if like you don't want to go in a group, just hang out here in the hang out here in the main room, and then we're gonna get back together um in 8 minutes. Okay. So the rooms are open now. If you have any questions, just come out to the front, or you can just ask me. I'll be on. I'll be on.
Hello. Everybody. Can you hear me?
Hello. Talofa.
Greg, you gotta unmute your mic like that. Yeah. Okay. You're not. So who wants to go first? Me. Talofa. Yeah, Talofa. On my way. Manui is outside. Shoot. Ayahoy.
No. Okay, so hopefully you guys were able to do a little bit of exchange. Part of this is my fault because, man, I don't know. I don't have that left brain, right brain where do all these things at the same time. Can you repeat the last 4 phrases so I can make sure? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do that. So this is we did our this is kind of like review, and we added a little bit more to it. So our introductory phrases for this week. Practice this with your family, the people that speak fluent around you, and just stick to the basics because they'll try to take you off on this and that. Just kind of stick to the basics for now, because it'll really help you with your, to ground your understanding. Because if you start going off into, well, we say this and we say that, I mean, that's great. But if you just learn the basics, that's going to be it's going to be really helpful. So talofa, talofalava, oamai oi, manuia fa'afitai, aya oi, manuia fo'i fa'afitai, oai lo suafa, or you could say oai lo ingoa, o lo ingoa o William, o lo ingoa o Jess, o lo ingoa o Jacob. Whatever your name is, that's your name. O lo, that's me, my name. And then the other person says oa'uo, and then they say their name. So I am. So that's what the oa'u is. I am, or it is I. Okay. And then o, and then you say your name. Oa'uo. Let me scroll over. I don't know how to do this part of it. I'll scroll down. Oa'u o Nicole. So then you put your name right there. And then so Walu, we're gonna get into all of that. But just to make it really short, I'm gonna go. I'm my goal. I'm going. And then other person says, nice to meet you. I'm sorry. Until we meet again. Toi fe loa'i. Toi fe loa'i. Fei loa'i. Fei loa'i. So remember, we have to acknowledge our taupi right there. Okay. So fe loa a'i. Fe loa'i. Okay, and then tofa soifua, tofa or fa. Okay, fa is someone did ask this last time. Fa is just the abbreviated version of tofa. That's it. You can, depending on how casual you are with the person, you can say fa, you can say tofa. Okay, so that's just our introduction. We're gonna be doing this every single time we come back together and just build on our introduction until we're actually speaking. When you meet someone, you're actually speaking a whole thing by the time the 8 weeks is over. So the first time we just said, what do we say? Olo'ingo o Williamu. Why lo'ingo? That's all we said yesterday or on the first time we met. This time we did all of this. Tarofa, tarofalava, wamo, and then all the way down to, all of that. We're gonna build on it. So we're gonna continuously build on this part right here. Okay, so let's move on because we're half hour through. So these are the definitions. There are also definitions here. And I'm gonna post these definitions in our chat right now just for a second. So let me go to, how do I do that? Okay, go here. Go to, okay, so here's some definitions I'm gonna post in our chat. And they're also on Mato or Pacifica pages, the Mato, the link that you guys got, it's all right there. So you can get all of these in week 1. Under week 1, you're gonna see all of this stuff, all of these things. So the noun vocabulary, I just posted right there. Very important to know these things. These are just common words that you're gonna use all the time. Here's another one. I'm gonna post this one. This is like greeting vocabulary. I'm gonna post this in the chat as well. All right. That's also in our week 1 thing. What's another one? I think that's all. That's all. There's other things that I have posted in there, but that's this is what we need for our class right now. So let me move back to our slides. Okay. Now, subject phrase. The subject, when we talk about our subject, the subject is the main person or thing, person, place, thing that's doing the action. So in this first sentence, the man went to the store yesterday. What's the main subject of this sentence right here?
The man.
The man in English, yes, the man. That's it. That's all we need to say. So today we're gonna learn how to say that in Samoan all the way through, like the whole phrase. What's the phrase? The mother is asking her son if he's ready right now. In Samoan, we would say the mother is asking to her son if he's ready right now. So what's the main subject? There's a few subjects here, or a couple subjects. So what's the main subject?
The mother.
The mother, that's the one doing the main action. The mother. So we have the man in the first one, the mother in the second. Now we have the boy and the girl played at the park yesterday. Which one is the main subject?
Is it both? Because it's the boy and girl?
Yes, thank you. We have the boy and the girl. That's our main subject. So if you, and someone did say I was moving a little too fast our first class. So does everyone understand this? We're learning phrases right now. So the phrase that we're learning right now is the subject that's doing the main action. So in the first one, went. That's our action right there. Went. Who went? The man. Okay. The mother is asking her son if he's ready right now. Who did the asking? So asking is that's our action right there. So who did the asking? The mother. Okay. The boy and the girl played at the park yesterday. The boy and the girl played at the park. So the main action is played. Who played? It's the boy and the girl. So that's who did the action. So this is what we're going to learn how to form together today is how to make these statements in Samoan. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So let's go to the next here. Okay. All right. Now, this is one thing that we don't do in English. So this is, there's a lot of things where English speakers get lost at, myself included, when I was learning Samoan. Okay. Oh, we never say like a tense marker in English, at least not like this. In the Samoan language, we'll say "oh" whenever we're identifying something. It don't matter what it is. We identify something, we start with the "o" in Samoan. We say "o le ipu," "o le kelfong," the cup, "o le ipu." We'll say the telephone, "o le kelfongi," "o le telefoni." I don't know how to say microphone in Samoan, but or the microphone. So, but we start everything, whatever we identify, we say oh, and then we say le, this, whatever it is. Okay. The O is basically a tense marker. What we're saying is it presently is this. Okay. If it's a singular thing, we're saying it is this. If it's multiple things, it's still O. We don't change. We don't put 2, 3, 4 O's. We don't do that. We just say O, okay, and then whatever the noun is. So we talked about nouns. Remember our list, like all of these things right here. So if I were to say ofale oloa, I wouldn't just say, if someone said, what is that? Maybe some people would say fale oloa, but it kind of sounds a little funny. In Samoan, we would say ole fale oloa, the store. Ole ale mere, or ole fale fale aonga, the school. It is the school. So that O that comes in the front, if it's a singular thing, it means it is. Okay. Again, we don't do this in English. This is why a lot of people get lost. If it's multiple things, if it's plural, we say like it's or they are. So that's what the O is. But when we translate it into English, we just drop it. We don't even acknowledge it. So that's why a lot of people get lost. So there's a question. So make sure I understand, is there a different word, different marker to replace O for past tense? That is for verbs, action words. Right now, we're not worried about that. The only when we're just identifying, let's just say like I'm looking at my wall, or I'm looking at my my painting, anything, whatever it is, I'm presently looking at it. So if it's a noun, person, place, thing, or an idea, whatever it is, it's always going to be O. Okay, when we bring an action into it, that's when we start bringing in other tense markers. But for right now, this week, our first week, this is our second day. This is only our second day. We're only just identifying stuff. So when you're driving down the street, I say, oh, olefale tusi, the library, the house of books. I say, olefale tupe. Drive past the bank. I say, olefale tupe, the bank, the house of money, olefale aonga, the school. Okay, so everything is gonna be just this week. Next week we're gonna get into past tense, future tense. This week we're just identifying things. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. So this week we're just identifying nouns, subjects. Okay, so for example, when we talk about oletamaitai, and we kind of went into this last week, but I think it might have been after class. So tamaitai, tamaitai, is lady or woman. So if I say ole tama'itai, I'm saying the woman. Okay, the le translates to the, tama'itai is lady or woman. Okay, but then in Samoan, we say this in Samoan, we say ole tama'itai. If we're just identifying, oh, what who is that over there? Ole tama'itai. So we're just identifying it. Presently, it is the woman. Presently, it is the lady. That's all we're saying right there. Okay, if someone is saying their name, or if I say who took the cookies from the cookie jar, that's my favorite example. So at Olika, it is Lika. Lika did it. So whenever you hear that oh, people are like, why they say oh in front of who did that? Oviliamu. Will did it. William did it. Oviliamu. If they say Oviliamu, then you know what it is. It is William. So it's just something that is done in the Samoan language. It's not really done in the English language. Right here, you say, whose business is it? And then you say, someone says, Ola'u binisnisi. It is, that's what the O is, my business. It's my business. Okay, and we're about to talk about this word right here in the middle. We're gonna break that one down. Okay, so but the main thing to get out of this slide right here is the O is all we're saying is it is. If it's a singular thing, if we're talking about a plural, if then it's gonna be, if we just said otamaitai, then we're saying women or ladies. Okay, because we're taking out that right there. That's probably more appropriate for the next slide. So let me move here. Some other limiters. Okay, so if we said oletama'itai, let me go ahead and just write this out right here. How do I do that? Okay, so this one right here is, and I'll put in parentheses the O. The O is always going to be in parentheses because we don't do this in English. Since it's singular, we will say it is, and then le in Samoan translation is going to be the, okay, and then tama'itai. I'll just put lady because it's short. Okay, it is the lady. All right. But if there's no limiter, so the le right there, this is the le. What this does is it's not just any lady, it's not just some ladies, it's not my lady, it's not your lady. We're saying this is the lady, right? So it makes it a specific singular thing. That's what the le is. So it's called a limiter. So the limiters come right before the noun. Remember so we talked about our nouns Tuesday on our first class. So these are the kind of words, the vocabulary we should have picked up, or that you should be learning. But if we wanted to say ladies, if we want to say the ladies, or it's the ladies, or they're the ladies, then we would have to just change the limiter or take it away. So the le is making it the lady. This is the one. She is the one that took my heart. She's the one that stole the money. She's the one that put money in the bank, whatever it is. That is a specific lady, le, okay? So if I say, oh, tama'itai, there's no limit there. So now it's multiple. It's multiple. So there's more than one because there's no limiter in front of the tama'itai. Tama'itai is women or lady. So now we're saying, we could say it's or their. I guess that's how we do it. Yeah. I'll put those in parentheses. Basically, we're talking about plural. It's or their or they are ladies. So you see why it's plural, because there's no limiter in front of that. So the first one is singular. Okay. Ole tama'itai, singular. Singular. And then the second one is going to be plural because there's no limit in front. It's still specific. Both of these are specific. Now, actually, I got a whole nother slide on this, so I'll leave that alone. Plurality is controlled by the limiter. Okay. So do you see that? We have a singular lady right here, or tama'itai, we don't say tama'itais, right? We just adjust the word in the front. And we're gonna have some examples of that. Okay. So, and I know you've heard usos, you've heard, yeah, that's my usos. That's my, those are my maybe if you have a stepdad and a dad, you say, yeah, those are my tamas. Or, something like, I know people, you probably heard things like that. That's not an English thing. I'm sorry, that's not a Samoan thing. That's like an English hybrid kind of language. So let's get into some other limiters. So la'u. Before I would break every single one of these down and give you the principle, because if you knew the principle, then I figure, okay, you can figure the rest of these out. For now, let's just memorize these limiters right here. La'u, okay. La'u is my, lau is your, lana his, her, or its, se is a. So that would be like if I say ose to my itai, I'm saying a woman. Okay. If I say ola'u to my itai, I'm saying that's my lady, that's my woman. If I say olau to my itai, I say that's your lady. If I say olana to my itai, there you go. Okay, if I say olana to my itai, then that's her lady. If I say ose to my itai, that's a lady. If I say oni to my itai, then I say that's some ladies. You see how that works? And you can apply that to all of them. So we're the limiter is what controls the plurality, and then also like if it's my, your, and all of that. So, and it's pretty much kind of like just the same way that we do in English. So I'll give you guys a minute just to write these down. So my, your, his, her, its, some, isi is other, lene is this, lena is that, ne is I'm sorry, lene is this, lena is that, ne is these, multiple these, so that's plural, na is those. Okay. And there's several others, but I think if you guys got that, these are great. I need to move a little faster because I do want one more activity to go. So again, nouns with limiters. So if we say it's the O, okay, then we have our limiter, then we have our noun. Whatever noun that you want to use. In this case, we're going to use fale. So ole fale. So we have the, it is the house. If I say ose fale, it is a house. If I say oni fale, it's some houses. You see how the O changes when it's plural and when it's singular? So singular is going to be it is a house. When it's plural, it's going to be there are some houses, or it's some houses. But in translation, we don't always say this in English. So we would just say some houses. But in Samoan, every time we would say oh, or olefale, osefale, onifale, ofale. If I say ofale with no limiter, it's still specific. So this is a specific set of houses. So like in my neighborhood, we have in my neighborhood we have a there's houses here, but my subdivision, if we're talking about my subdivision, and I'm just identifying them as houses, I would say ofale. And in context, that I'm talking about my subdivision, a specific set. So this is specific, ofale, okay? Onifale. If I say, yeah, there's some houses over there, that's not really specific. I'm not really being specific with you, right? But it's still plural. Yeah, onifale, onifale. So that's not really specific. But if I say ofale, that's specific, but it's still plural. Both of these are plural. Onifale and ofale. The difference between ni and no limiter at all is that that's specific and this is non-specific. And we're gonna have another lesson about it. So, but if you get it right now, that's awesome. Ole fale, okay? That's the specific house. That's my house, my address right here in this part of of Illinois. Osefale. That could be any house in this neighborhood because it's not specific. Osefale. Osefale. Or if I say, I want a house, something like that. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying I want a house. Osefale. A house. Okay. And then Olene fale is this house. Olena fale is that house. And I kind of said this one already. The plurality, when we're talking about plural things, we don't add a S. Contrary to popular belief, we wouldn't say, oh, okay, there's more than one uso. Oh, it's not usos. We don't, yeah, my usos. We don't say my tenes, my tamas, my tamas, we don't say any of that. It's, we control the plurality with the word that comes before it. Okay, and we'll have some practice with that. Sorry, I'm just now seeing this question. No limiter, always specific plural. Exactly. If there's no limiter, if it just says it, and it doesn't matter. Let me go to this worksheet right here. If I say opotu, I'm saying this is a specific set of rooms. Period. If I say o moenga, that's a specific set of beds. Period. If I say ositepu, the steps right here. The steps, don't fall down the steps. I mean, it would be worded differently in Samoan, but ositepu. So all of these vocabulary words right here, if you just said oasu, the days, there's a specific set of days that we're talking about. The days, okay? If there's no limiter, all right? Hopefully I answered your question. I'm not sure, but okay. So adjectives, the adjectives come right after. Let me move a little faster. So oleasu. This right here means, does anyone know if I say oleasu? Aso means day. So what is this? If I say just this, oleasu, not the rest of it. If I say oleasu, what does that mean?
Today,
The day, right. So matangofie means like magnificent or it means beautiful. So if I say ole asu matangofie, you can translate it a few different ways. But if I say ole asu matangofie, I'm saying the beautiful day. Now, this is again, to me, this is where I got lost. Speaking Samoan, trying to understand Samoan, because you see how the descriptive word or the adjective comes after that the adjective comes after the actual noun. If we were to translate this word for word, this would say it is the day beautiful, or the day magnificent, or the day awesome, right? We don't speak like that in English. So if you're listening with an English ear, you're automatically going to get lost. So it takes practice to understand that, okay, oleaso, the day beautiful. So if someone says really fast, oleaso matangofie, then it just takes practice to know that they're saying, yeah, it's an awesome day, it's the beautiful day, it's the magnificent day. So my point here is that you have our the O, right? We have our limiter, le, just like it says right here, all of that. I know this thing keeps going over. We have an O, and then we have the limiter, le. We have the noun is de or aso, and then we have our adjective. The adjective describes the noun. It goes after. That's different in the Samoan language. So matangofie, oleaso matangofie, the beautiful day. And then like same thing right here. We say osetene. Osetene by itself means what?
a girl.
The girl, exactly. Osetene. Well, no, wait. Osetene. I'm sorry about that.
Like that girl or a girl?
A girl, right? Yeah, a girl. So, and that just takes knowing the limiters, which would be these right here. Yeah, these right here. So I'll leave that up just for a few seconds so you guys can capture it. So a girl, osetene. Okay, so osetene, and then manaya, and there's a song of it. Taine manaya means pretty girl. It could be pretty girl, nice girl, whatever. But the point is taine manaya, right? Taine man. So the noun comes before the adjective, the word that describes it. So that's the way that it's just done in Samoan. So ose a taine girl, nice, or it's a pretty girl. In context, it's a pretty girl. So
Same way in Spanish.
yeah, so yeah, and I heard that too. Like Spanish, the Spanish language says that as well. So the adjective comes after it comes after the actual word that it's describing. So ositene manaya, a pretty girl, a nice girl, either translation that you want to say. Okay, so we kind of already talked about this. Oletene poto. So this now we're saying it is the girl. Poto is smart. So and there's also a adjective worksheet. Let me see if I can find it. Adjectives. Okay, it's on here somewhere. I'll find it, but it's already on. If you log into your thing, you'll see it on there. The adjectives worksheet. Okay. So poto means smart or wise. So oletene poto, the wise girl. Okay. But if we were to say it in English word for word, it is girl wise. I'm sorry, it is the girl wise. Okay. Ose fayaonga. Fayaonga is a teacher. A teacher. It is a teacher good. It is a teacher good. Ose fayaonga lele. It is a good teacher. So it's just another barrier because we don't do this in English. If you speak Spanish, great, because that'll help you out. It's a principle. We were gonna do an activity. We only have like 5 minutes. I guess we can do this together. So what we're gonna do is and I guess we can start our class on next Tuesday. It'll be a good review. So each person is gonna create 3 to 5 Samoan subject phrases, whatever it is. So you would you put your O, and then you would grab your limiter, whatever it could be. Let me go up to the limiter sheet. Any one of these, it could be my. Okay, so let's just say we'll do this together just so that since we're limited on time. So if I were to say, oh, and if you haven't, just throw your suggestions out. If you have your sheets in front of you, or if you just know them by heart. Oh, give me. I'll just say lau. So it is my.
Tusi.
You said Tusi?
Yeah.
Okay, Tusi. And then what's say so we're missing an adjective. Let's just put an adjective in there.
But yeah. Lele.
Lele, okay. I also heard paia. So if I say paia, that's gonna be oops. If I say paia and then lele, I heard all of those things. So o lau tusi paia. So all this would be our noun, and that's gonna be. Well, actually, I should have asked those questions, but that's our O, right? This is our limiter because it's not anybody's book. It's not your, it's not your book. It's not his book or her book. It's not a book. It's not some books. It's not. This is a singular book specifically. This is my Tusi Paia. This is my Bible, my good Bible. This is my good Bible. So that's what our let me see. Someone said something. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's use Isaac's. Okay, let's see. And I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna see what you guys say on this. And then after this, so Isaac said, "Ole vale fo." So what does this mean? Without look, well, you can look at Google. It doesn't matter. Google gets stuff like that.
The new car.
The new car. So we have ta'avale means car, okay? And then, of course, this is going to be, it is or they are, but it's going to be it is because this is singular. The le makes it singular. So ole ta'avale, and then fo means new. So altogether, it's going to say, and I'll put this part in parentheses, it is, and then the new car. So the new car. Great, awesome. So there was one other thing I was gonna say with that. Oleta Avale 4, it is the new car. Let me look down here. Yeah, so that's all that is with that. There is one more thing I wanted to say, and it was so important, and I can't remember what it is. But if you got that, if everybody feels comfortable with that, awesome. If not, just hang around after class, which is like in 30 seconds. Okay. So the other part of the activity, we were gonna say, you know, so you would say, ole ta'avale fo. Then someone is gonna ask you, olea le winga, olea le uwinga, and then ole ta'avale fo. What's the meaning of ole ta'avale fo? And then you would just say olona winga, or the new car. So that's what the activity was. I guess we'll start off with that just to make sure everybody's kind of on the same page. We're at our hour right now. If you have, all right, Laura. Yeah, no, just hang around. Yeah, just hang around if you have any questions. After Telelava, you guys have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to everybody. If you're a father, and thank you guys so much. I like this session because we're interacting. I want to do it this way.
So far, so far.
So for
So far.
Dale po.
Manuel po.
Hi.
Telelava.
Fulfill
So if Hawaii, I'm gonna, yes, I'll put that video up. Manuel Aso. I'm gonna make that video and I'll post it tomorrow. I was gonna do it today, but I'm gonna wait till tomorrow. So, and it's just kind of a review of what we did in 1 minute and 30 seconds, if that's even possible. But I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow morning when I wake up. I've been out all day. I'm so tired right now. Malo, ele afaina.
Do you keep the after class recordings on the website as well?
It depends if when I forget, like right now it's still recording because I forgot to turn it off. But yeah, so if you wanna, the last one was on there. The last recording was almost 2 hours. I didn't look at it, I just posted it up.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I posted it up. I don't know what I said on there. Sometimes it gets so late. I probably should delete some.
I don't know. I think it's a good idea to leave it because I think that one-on-one probably conversations is pretty good,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because there's people ask questions that nobody asks in class. And I think the last class we kind of went into today. So I get confused only because we go into today, and so when I start the class, I miss some stuff only because a lot of people logged out right at the hour, but I went into class 3, 4, 5, and we were supposed to be on 1. So
okay.
But yeah, it's still recording right now. So if you have a question to ask, yeah, let's go. We can do it.
No, I'm gonna go back and check out the class that I missed on Tuesday. I need to get on this. I was kind of meeting the guys that I broke out in groups and telling them I'm not Samoan. My husband is, and I've been married for 18 years. And I was like, maybe it's time I should learn, you think?
Well, yeah, you sound like a Samoan.
So I'm really invested in the language in my father-in-law's honor. He tried to teach me, so he's passed, and I want to go to Samoa and in his honor, speak.
Right. Yeah, well, a lot of people hear their spouses, actually probably maybe 20-30% of the people, they're not someone at all. They just they're either a spouse of a someone or they want to be a spouse of a someone. So they like they they want to catch a someone.
Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding.
There, yeah, but there's no judgment.
Yeah.
It's just, we're just trying to learn.
So the consonants, I think the G is, I think, the hardest for, at least for a Mexican, is
Okay.
probably the hardest. Any, other than practice, of course,
Mhm.
any recommendation to try to get that N sound out of the nose?
I mean, I don't know, only because I grew up, even though I didn't know the language, I knew how to pronounce stuff.
Okay.
So like the word Tonga, Tonga, Tonga. And what finger. Well, English words kind of not that good, but anything with NG, any kind of NG word, then like sing, yeah, like Isaac said, sing. But if you can if you can start with the last part of sing and then put the rest of the, put like nganga. That's a hard word because there's so many G's in there. So I would just practice saying words like that. Nganga, ngangana. So or like this word right here, ma fana fana. But if you say it G style, ma fanga fanga. So let me actually write it up here, so it might be better. But the word nganganga, nganga. So some people say ngangana, some people say nganganga. They'll make it all G's. But if you're able to do that, and say it kind of fluently, without any hesitation, then that's pretty, that's pretty good.
Okay.
So some people say nganganga, some people say ngangana. But I mean, that's just one word to practice. I know there's several other things.
Okay.
That's right, without the C, without the C. And so words like that, any word that start with a G, yeah, just say nga, nga, nga. Tong, sing, tonga,
Okay. So yeah,
finger,
that's to practice.
elefaina.
That's to
Okay.
practice. All right. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm really, really excited to get to it.
Awesome. Sekia.
All
After
right.
tell lava. Manuel po.
Hey, Manuel Port, 534.
Pastor for any other questions? Comments, concerns? You want to start another way or?
No, I was just sticking around to see if anybody had anything extra.
Oh,
Just
okay.
catch. But thank you and happy Father's Day to you guys. You guys have a good
Oh,
weekend.
after tell lava. Happy Father's Day. Manuel Asu.
Yeah,
Manuel
Thank
Asu
you.
tama. Malo, malo. Guess I'll stop the recording.